So this is a little more detailed view of what's going on with the Cirrus crash at a Cable Airport on November 17th at approximately 11 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Right now I have 3 aircraft highlighted. So this is a Bonanza that's coming in from the north. This is the aircraft in question that did crash. And then this is the Cessna 172 that came in behind it. That is on the radio. So just a few things to go over prior to playing this out in real time. Field elevation is approximately 1,450 feet MSL. The traffic pattern altitude should be about 2250, which is 800 feet above the ground. Current METAR at Ontario, which is very close, less than about 4 miles away. The altimeter setting was about 3011. So if we do a correction to the pressure altitude sensor that is being sent out on the mode C, we can, basically add 180 feet to this. So call it 200 feet. And we'll see what's going on with this. It looks like 220 Mike Tango, the Cirrus, is fairly low. So he's about 1,800 feet here, which is below the traffic pattern altitude of Cable when he's just north of Chino, west of Ontario and east of the Brackett airfield. And he's essentially cutting through the surface boundaries of the Class Charlie and the Class Deltas. Here, this is down here is Chino's Class Delta here in the lower left-hand corner. Pomona or Brackett airfields, Class Delta, and then the Charlie surface, and he's staying under the 2,700 foot shelf. So I'll go ahead and start the audio, and we'll go ahead and start playing the video in real time here. And this is a zoomed in view of
Stable traffic. Bonanza 87 Quebec, 2 miles due north, going to cross midfield for left downwind 24.
And again, this is in real time. So the Bonanza is coming in from the north at 2,200 feet. He's going to cross midfield.
Cable traffic 608, left crosswind, south departure, last transmission.
So left crosswind departure from an aircraft that wasn't broadcasting their transponder. That's why we're not seeing that aircraft here. And there's quite a bit of silence for the next minute or so on the radio. And you'll notice that 220 Mike Tango has not checked in on CTAT or on the Common Traffic Advisory frequency. So we'll go ahead and zoom in here, and we'll see the Bonanza joining the crossing midfield at 1,900 feet, but we're going to need to add 200 to that, so about 2,100 feet or so. Slightly low potentially, but right about there, right there at traffic pattern altitude where he should be. And then here you see the Cirrus 220 Mike Tango basically joining the downwind, and he's actually joining pretty tight and pretty close into the airfield. It's pretty tight. So that was the radio call from the Bonanza reporting basically turning left base 24.
Well, Bonanza 1 mile final 24. Cable.
1 mile final 24.
Cable traffic, Cessna 7187 Tango is crossing the freeway south, entering on 45, left traffic 24.
And you'll notice that the Cirrus is low, 1,600 feet, call it 1,800 feet. So almost 400 feet low. On downwind. And you'll see that the Cirrus overshoots the center line of the runway here. Corrects, overcorrects. And that's where, unfortunately, the aircraft went down. And I'll overlay the street view where this is the actual
87 Tango is turning left downwind 24 cable.
That's exactly where he went down, the address. He's about 3,000 feet from the runway. And there's that 87 Tango.
Cable Unicom, there's smoke at the end of the runway at 24. Airplane is reported down.
87 Tango, I see the smoke.
So somebody on Unicom reported that they're seeing smoke and an aircraft was reported down. And again, I'll go ahead and overlay the Google Maps of where that went down. And it overlays directly on the map of where that aircraft went down right here. On the corner of Mountain and 15th, roughly.
'87 Tango's turning base inside of the smoke area, left base.
So he's at 2,200 feet, which he's probably, maybe 200 feet higher than he should be, which is pretty typical. People typically fly pattern 1,000 feet above. A lot of times it's just easier than figuring out 800 feet from field elevation.
'87 Tango turning final 24 cable.
So there he is calling final. Again, he went
87 Quebec is at the cafe and don't see any transient parking. Anybody got any advice?
And so 87 Quebec was the Bonanza aircraft that landed prior. I was asking for advice on where to park. Whether or not he heard the transmission of the aircraft behind him or not is unknown. But again, here's where the aircraft went down, 3,000 feet from the runway. And then another thing to show is the track, or the speed and altitude. This is from Flight Radar 24's Flight Radar's 24's data, and you'll see he's not ever really going all that fast, and he really never gets all that high, 2,300 feet or so. And he's slowly going down. There's a fairly large dip in here. So I'm not sure what's going on. He was never on radio. Hopefully we find out some more in the investigation, but needless to say, it's a tragic accident, and hopefully we can learn something from it.